So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about God's ways being best and how rejection is actually God's protection. And I just want to share a personal testimony of mine of something that God did for me that was just mind-blowing, honestly. Every day I'm amazed about what God does for me, and I don't deserve it. I don't deserve his love, and he still loves me. I just wanted to share that. And the first thing is the Bible verses. So in Isaiah 55, 8 through 9, it says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." And then in Philippians 4, 6 through 7, it says, "Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God, and the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus." These verses, okay? God's ways are higher than our ways. God's thoughts are higher than our thoughts. And it tells us not to worry. Something that happened to me in the last year was I was really wanting something, and it was like all consuming, honestly. Okay, it was all I could think about. It was all I cared about. And it was just a priority for me. And I was just like, I want this, I want this, I want this. Something I learned like scientifically is that when you tell yourself something, your brain will always look for things to confirm that that's true. So if you're telling your brain like, oh, like nobody likes me, and then, you know, someone's rude to you, you're just like, oh, that's my confirmation. Like it's true. Like what I said, nobody likes me. So this thing that I was wanting, I just really wanted it. And so anytime something would happen in regards to that, I would be like, okay, my brain would confirm it for me. Like, I want this, but why is it not happening? I would be upset with God, and I would say like, why are you allowing this to happen if you're not going to give me what I want? And I was very upset, and I kept longing for this thing that I thought that I wanted, right? I would pray and I would say like, God, like if this is for me, like please. Well, actually, let me tell you all the stages that I went through, okay? At first I would pray, okay, God, like if this is not for me, give me this sign and blah, blah, blah. And God would specifically give me the sign and be like, no, but actually, like, even though I asked for this and God specifically answered this way, like, actually, no, like, that's not what that really means. Like, I still want this, you know? So then I would start to pray that way, and then I would pray, like, oh, God, like, I really want this. Like, why is this not happening? Like, you know? And then I would just be upset at God, you know, even though this was something that I planned for my own self and I imagined all on my own, okay? So that lasted literally like all of 2025, okay? And at the end of 2025, I was having the conversation for the millionth time, literally. I had talked about this so much. My sister was so annoyed about how much I would talk about this, okay? But I had this conversation for the millionth time with someone new. And this person gave me information about the situation that just blew my mind, okay? I remember leaving that conversation and driving home in tears of joy because the information that was given to me, this is so sus. Like, the information, like, I sound like Candace Owens, like, like saying everything but nothing. Okay, I went home crying because I had finally realized, like, I had been questioning God the entire year, like, why, I want this, why, and trying to, you know, justify myself with God, like, say, like, God, like, I'm a good person, which nobody's a good person, okay? But I'll say, like, God, like, I do good, like, why can't I just have this that I really want? Please ignore my dogs, okay? When I talked to my friend that gave me all this information, I finally realized why God had not given me what I wanted so badly, or what I thought I wanted so badly. I thought that if I had that, it would be a good thing for me, but it actually wouldn't have been. And it was actually God's protection. When I learned all the things that I learned, I realized, whoa, thank the Lord that he did not give me what I wanted. Even though I so badly thought that I wanted it, it would have actually been so bad for me. It was just so eye-opening for me. I remember just thanking God and, you know, apologizing to God. Like, I'm so sorry that I believe that you wouldn't give me something good just because, right? I know that verse, I think it's in Matthew, where it talks about like you being evil, give good gifts to your kid. Like if your kid asks you for food, you're not going to give him a snake, right? So how much more your Father who's actually good, like why would he not give you good things, right? Or in James, where it talks about every good gift comes from above. It took me a really long time, and it took me an entire year to realize that God's not going to give me anything that he thinks is bad for me, and he's not going to give me anything that he doesn't think that I'm ready for. I'm just so thankful for God's protection. You know, me being so naggy, like, oh, I really want this, not knowing that it would have been so bad for me if I did get that. And kind of reminds me, like, I say to my students when they complain and they nag about like having to do schoolwork, and it's like, you don't know, like learning to read is actually a really good thing, right? Or if I think about like my nieces, like them wanting to eat candy all day, like knowing that allowing them to do that would hurt them, right? That would be bad for their health. So it's the same way with God, where we think that this thing is going to be so good for us. We really, really, really want it. But actually, you know, God knows best, and his ways are higher than our ways. And we can think and blah, blah, make our own plans that this is the best for us, but it's actually whatever God has for us is the best for us, even if we don't understand in the moment, right? In Philippians, it talks about he will give you a peace that surpasses all understanding. Unfortunately, I did need to have a conversation with one of my friends that kind of explained everything to me in a way that I do feel that all of my questions were answered, right? I unfortunately was not able to let it go until I had my answers and I had my whys. Like, why is this not happening, you know? But I think in life, it's just learning that even in the cases where we don't get our answers, right? There are some things that have happened to me in my life that I haven't gotten the answers for why they happened, right? But just trusting that God knows best and he loves you best. He's the one that has the most good intentions for you. What is it? Like, he wants the best at heart for you, or I don't know the quote, but he truly is the one that wants the best for you. And sometimes it's so hard as humans because our eyes are just like here and like on what's happening. But again, God's ways are higher, and he just sees like everything full picture, and we don't fully understand everything. But I just want to encourage you to trust in his ways and his timing for everything that happens in your life, and be thankful. I know it's so hard to say. I can say that now when I'm not wanting to sing anymore because I realize how much it would have harmed me. But try your best, even when you don't understand and you don't realize that that would be bad for you, to be thankful when things don't go your way or when God doesn't allow what you want to happen, because at the end of the day, it's for a reason and it's for your best. If you think about like whenever you're running late and you're like so upset because you're like, oh, I'm gonna be late, and then you see like the accident that, you know, you would have been part of had you left early, right? It's hard to see it in the moment, but I just encourage you to be thankful when things don't go your way, and just remember that anything that is not for you usually ends up being God protecting you from something. And that's all I have for today, and I hope you have a good day.